What time is it? Well, it's time for Wake Up Nigeria. Good morning, it's midweek. And you know how it is, midweek, it is eve to the eve of the weekend, which is, of course, Winfrey's happy place. But meanwhile, me and Elder, that's talking about my producer, Francis, we have something to pick with Winfrey. That'll be later on. But welcome to the show. Jenny, how you doing? Good morning.
Keep your old mannerism and your cultural and traditional, I don't even know what to call it. Good morning, guys. This show is not about Mike or Grandpa. It's about you, because we definitely love the fact that you're tuned in here with us on this beautiful, beautiful Wednesday edition of Wake Up Nigeria.
Dollar is falling. So can people start taking off the prices now from even locally produced goods? I'm saying locally produced goods. Because the reason or the excuse has been the dollar is, so yeah, it's rising, it's okay. But now it has fallen down, sure you bring the price now.
If I hear they bring it there, they're still checking to be sure that it's falling for good.
Well, it's going to be a great show. My name is Mike Mesikeno.
My name is Winfrey Agbeleshi, and do not forget, you can literally have us at the palm of your hands by downloading our app from the iOS or the Play Store.
All right, of course, we are also live on X, and then also you can catch us live on YouTube, TVC Entertainment _ that's the handle. If you're watching us via terrestrial, it's ultra high frequency 49, that's the band. And then, of course, if it's on DTT, that will be GOTV channel 16.
And remember, you can also get behind the scene clips on our own personal page, Wake Up Nigeria on TVC,
exactly.
right there on Instagram. So make sure you sit back and relax. Today we have an amazing show lineup just for you. And of course, you know, Wednesdays we like to do relationships.
Okay.
Yeah, so
that's what we're kicking off with, yeah? Okay, we got relationship stuff for you this morning.
We've had interesting relationship conversations. Why people cheat.
No, that one is everybody. They've used that topic so many times and all of that. But definitely, we have that on the show this morning.
Yes, of course.
And then, of course, after relationship, we also have a quite interesting topic for you on nutrition. Our nutritionist has given us quite some wonderful topics. We'll be talking about kids, what to pack for their breakfast, what to pack for them for school, and eating whole ingredient foods and all of that. That's wonderful. We'll have another discussion today on relationship. On nutrition, pardon me.
I know, relationship.
If there is no musical performance, how would you know it is Wake Up? Not possible. Right? Well, we have quite an interesting artist to perform for us this morning. Heji Wumia Kewi. That's quite interesting. I would definitely want to know how that name came about. And then, of course, we have finally a guest, F.A. Mac Rock. Quite an interesting personality there. We'll be talking to him about what his career so far and what he has on the horizon. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning with your Akula. Great to have you on the show. So, yeah, I wanted to, it's definitely not what we're going to talk about, but this girl has some very interesting take. Did you watch? I just saw the end and part of a video on Instagram.
She was right here. She was right in the
you were here. You were here.
What was the conversation about?
Maybe we should leave it a bit.
Okay, Kunya Falaya, okay.
The rare against the crotch dance.
It was not that.
Auntie was trying to.
It was not that.
She felt like you can't cook.
It was not that. It wasn't that.
You know, I'm not here to discuss about it. None of you that saw it. It's okay for you.
Right?
It's okay for you.
As I said,
it's okay for you.
Where you are coming from.
Well, what are you understanding?
Is that the innocence should not be taken out of everything.
Which innocence?
Now you Sabi.
Which innocence? So you avoid.
You know that Winfrey is your daddy's girl.
That's
right. She has a very, very interesting relationship.
By the way, she very. I think when you look at her dad and her mom, if you know, try beautiful couple, I must say. Yeah. So your dad, you can't be dancing like that with your dad.
My father. I remember one time I sent my dad a
your dad is
emoji. He asked me if I was lost. Hey, I'll never.
Because I've seen the dad. You just be sitting there like this serious face. You will joke. You not be looking at you like this.
I'm sure he was.
Fine guy. Like
I'm
the
sure.
guy's too fresh.
I'm sure he was being like, well, did she mean to send that to me or to someone else?
So that's what I'm saying. It cannot. And if you see her mom, if we've even tried to go near her dad and the mom just look at her until we reset, the mom doesn't need to say anything. beautiful couple, but when you just see them like that, maybe. So I knew that was going to happen, but well, the conversation is still going on social media.
Yeah, it
People
is.
still talking about it. And in some ways, for me, it's okay that conversations happen like this. I personally don't have any strong reservation against it. Like you said, it could be nothing, and we need to give an opportunity to understand that, yes, it could be. But we say that based on where we come from, you know, with the kind of, someone asked me a question, can I be a friend to my child?
Yeah.
And I said, yes, but you have to understand that
There
has to be, there are times when you're a parent and there are times when you're a friend. You cannot be only a friend.
Yeah.
Because if you are only a friend, you cannot raise the child.
Yeah. I
A
have
friend
that.
cannot raise a friend.
Yes.
Do you understand? So
Yeah.
it's a dual kind of relationship.
No,
At times it could be a
yes,
friend.
Mike.
You have to be a parent to raise.
Yes, as a parent, you're going to play different roles to your child. And I remember having this conversation with my mother-in-law because there was times she used to think of during homeworks, right? There are times where I would, placate them, massage them, make them feel good. And there are times that I would scold them. So she would be like, no, don't scold. And I still tell her that the time that the role as a friend and the role as a parent are two different things. I need to understand the timings and just, play them accordingly.
Well done, well done. Thank you for that. Good morning. The news on Wake Up Nigeria. I am Mike Messikeno. Now, the Nigeria Labour Congress made good on its threat to embark on a nationwide protest yesterday over the economic situation in the country. But in a last-minute twist, the NLC says it has decided to suspend the street action and extend its ultimatum to the federal government by 1 week. These decisions were reached at the end of a National Executive Council meeting to review the effectiveness of yesterday's protest. Now, although the protest has been suspended, the union says it will hold a nationwide press conference simultaneously across all the states of the Federation by the states' councils, including the national headquarters. Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has denied a news report of an alleged coup scare in the country. He says the report is unequivocally false and is a heinous act of disinformation. Dr. Idris says, and I quote, "The report is the figment of the imagination of detractors whose malicious intent is to destabilize the country and undermine the present administration," end quote. He also mentioned that the government will exercise its rights within the laws of Nigeria to contain actions aimed at destabilizing national security and the nation's hard-earned democracy. The minister appealed to Nigerians to exercise discernment and refrain from spreading this false report. The president has also launched the Expatriate Employment Levy to facilitate homegrown skill retention and technology domestication and to balance employment opportunities between Nigerians and expatriates. President Bola Tinubu also said the aim is to close the wage gaps between the expatriates and the Nigerian labor force while increasing employment opportunities for qualified Nigerians in foreign companies operating in the country. He also warned that the scheme should not be used as an impediment nor as a cudgel wielded to discourage foreign investors. So we'll take a time out and stay with us. The show is just getting on the road. All right, welcome back. I hope you're able to pick up something from there. Home workouts. How many of you still do home workouts? When last did you do a home workout?
I started planking. Yeah, I just started planking.
Okay, but do you regularly do home workouts and all of that?
No, to be honest.
You have to. Danny, how about you? How regular are you? How consistent are you with it?
Quite often, maybe like twice or 3 times a week.
Okay. That's not bad.
I do like this. There's this video. Remember the time we went for your birthday?
Okay, that guy, the dance video.
Not the guy, Tara.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I do like Tara for like 15, 20 minutes in the morning, like first in the morning before
That you do before you do. Please, we should. People talk about how our parents or our ancestors lived longer and all of that. It was because we were more mobile. We are quite a very sedentary generation. So yeah, as much as possible, there's this recent trend I've been going to. The human body was meant to heal itself. If you put in the right foods in your body, and you work out as much as possible, you help the orthodox medicine and all of that. So please take your exercise and work out quite.
Oh yeah, but I went for a workout. I was invited. It was a fitness / conference.
Okay.
Right on Saturday morning.
Okay.
So after the workout, Maja was there, Kathy as well. They led
nice.
some of the sessions. It was quite, and then they talked about the challenges in the fitness industry.
Fitness industry, all right.
It was quite so yeah, that just
Wonderful.
actually came to
Good.
mind. So yeah, that was the first time I did some really active workout.
Great one. All right, so today we want to talk about Michael Lesami. I don't know how many of you remember there's a program, 90 Days Fiancé.
Reality TV show.
Reality TV show.
90 Day Fiancé.
Yeah, where this Nigerian got hooked up with Angela, that's her name.
Angela
this
Dean.
American who is extremely volatile and toxic.
Volatile.
You don't watch those guys?
No, I don't.
Michael and
have.
Angela.
Really what?
So I don't watch the show. But
Yeah, click here, snippets.
oh man, that guy really went. You know, say somebody I would say you went through Shege, Shege Pro Max. That guy saw Shege. Finally they got married. Finally they relocated after what, maybe a year, because it's been going back and forth and all of that. She's older. She's a grandmom also, even, and all of that. So finally they got into the US, and 2 months after they got into, just I think 2 days back, he got missing, and then they put out a listing, and then they found out that he was not actually missing.
He
but
just left.
his passport, I think he now has a green passport, Abi.
Yeah.
That's his passport. His phone was under. He doesn't do anything on his phone without her, and so what he did was that he had to run out and use a burner phone, which he didn't know about, to contact the police, and that his life is in danger.
Wow.
And so a number of theories have been coming about it. But because of a lot of us have seen and know this, and so almost nobody's doubting it, because they know what I'm telling you. She is, you know, you've seen the clips. If Winfrey has not seen it,
I haven't seen it.
you know. But the point is this here. So there's been talk about how, maybe he has gotten to the US now, and then he's trying to use one way now to free himself and all of that. But my question, why I bring this up, is the cost. How desperate some of us are to really get into there. He's not the first person that we've seen marrying an older, much older women, and doubts that there's no Winfrey's of the woke generation. It can be love, but you can marry your grandmom. Somebody that's 60 years older than you, it can be love. But you know, they've moved and all of that. With the whole situation as it is, with what that guy went through, you've seen what he went through and all of that. What do you think could happen now with that particular relationship?
Well, Michael, come back home. That's just all I'm going to say. We need you, because we live in a patriarchal society, right? And our men are programmed, or would I say are brought up, you know, to be men.
Yeah.
You know, their ego it's one of the things they hold they hold very dearly. Do you understand? So being in that sort of situation,
That guy's ego, that
exactly, being in that sort of situation, in the sort of situation that he was in, it's normal that he would have felt emasculated, because
that's
you know,
you
can't.
He didn't know. It was okay. Baby, I'm sorry.
No,
okay.
because there was, like you said, a lot of people would do, we're in an era now where a lot of people would do anything to leave the country. So he needed to do what he needed to do to leave this space, and he did, right? Despite the emasculation. Now, I'm being the devil's advocate here. Now, for Angela Dean, there could also be reasons why she also reacted the way that she did. She must have heard a lot of things about African men, you know, so she could have done all of the things that she did to protect herself, you know, sort of protect her heart, you know, protect her space, so that she's not, you know, trampled upon, or she's not being taken for granted, and all of that. So, well, now that he's been found, to God be the glory, he's not missing. If he feels that his life is in danger, it's not by force, Oga. You come back home.
What are your thoughts, Winfrey?
To be honest, I don't even know at this point. The truth is fine. I know the couple you're talking about, because I don't know. I just see the clips and I just laugh over it, because I'm like, what's even going on here? Right? You know, sometimes, I mean, a lot of people also say these things are scripted and things like that. But then again, knowing Michael, listening to him speak, and then everything that is happening, right, is obvious. I feel maybe he got in that situation, he had, a goal in mind, Do you understand? Probably to flee the country, to get better economic circumstances, be in better economic circumstances and all of that. But then again, if a man or anyone, a human being should cry for help, they need to literally be listened to. However, I mean, I'm going on what Mike was talking about, but the extent people will actually the extent people will actually go to leave the country. People literally plea asylum and literally go to another country for
just because.
Exactly, of course now, but people used to actually do that a lot just because.
Asylum is easy now. It's the ones that go through the desert, the ones that, and then there's been this trend also on social media.
Just be asylum and then.
Where a number of people have been talking about how it is not how they've been, their life is just bills. I don't know. I don't know if you've seen some videos of recent videos and say, oh look, yes, okay, the society is organized, but my life is just from one bill to the next. I just work to pay bills. I don't do any other thing. I don't leave.
Yeah, different reasons.
It's a trade-off for me, and hopefully, I think maybe on Friday I would make some research, and I saw this video on Abia State, the power plant that is being done there, and
yes,
I was filled with like you don't know, you know what it did to me, especially when I think it was Bath Naji, the wife said something that look, we want to make the environment conducive for business so that people can
thrive. Yeah.
My head, I just 24 hours like, you know what that would mean?
Right.
And we heard that the whole project was just about 800 million. We have billions of dollars
being embezzled
on top power projects from 1999. OBJ. OBJ's one, they say 16 billion from then. These are things that are possible. No be spiritual problem.
But then again, let's to some extent, I know that
I just want to wait because I'll look for people in Aba and call, and because it was commissioned yesterday. Aba 24, that can make people migrate to that place.
I agree, and let's not also forget that Aba is a business hub.
Perfect place for that
business hub. And then let's also give shout out to Governor Sanwo-Olu. There's been a lot of Third Mainland Bridge. I was on it yesterday. So from the beginning of the bridge, if you're going to the island, it's been fixed. Like it's no single potholes. So that's the development that we are asking for, and that's one of those things we would like to see.
We gotta go. I can't wait for when Governor Sanwo-Olu will tackle power. We need that one. But then, that said, what are your thoughts? Share it on social media. I'll be back after this time out.
And we are back. Thanks for staying with us. It's time for us to go through the front pages of the newspaper. And with me is Mike Messikeno.
Goes with you.
Let's get right on it. So we'll be starting with the Punch newspaper, making the headlines. Presidency alleges political agenda as protest hits states. And on the rider here, we have no anonymity in protests. Some people leveraging current situation for political gains, says presidential aide. Police share biscuits, water at Lagos protests. NLC urges Tinubu to end extreme hardship, food crisis. And at the top of the paper here, interest rate hike. Private sector economists foresee fresh job losses, recession. Oh, that sad one there. And CBN clears $400 million debt, plans tough sanctions for banks to tackle excess money supply. And also here we have on the 5th anniversary photo exhibition open still here. So that's some event happening later today. So at the bottom of the paper here, federal government completes $700 million gas pipeline in March after 8 years. And 3 bodies recovered, 11 rescued as Lagos boat capsizes. That's a very, very sad story there. And finally, Senate to probe Ajakuta Steel over $496 million payments. And of course, it's a picture story here of the protest that happened. I think this one happened in, I know there were reports of some protests happening in different parts of the country yesterday. There was one in Akwa Ibom, yesterday. Yes. So yeah.
Yeah, but I saw the video of the Nigerian police giving biscuits and water. And I kind of, it's a first.
At least they've not lost their sense of humanity, right?
Yes, and I was, because just prior to that, the day before, the police released a statement that said that they will not, if it's, of course, is a citizen's right to protest.
Yeah.
But you don't have a right to disrupt the activities of
the nation. Yeah.
So you cannot protest and block the road in such a way that do not let that would, you know, be strongly frowned against. And I can understand that. Yes, you can protest without affecting the normal activity of somebody else who probably is not protesting as well. And so, for me, I would say kudos to the Nigerian police. That's how we expect them to be. I mean, think about it. The next protest, they can bring jollof rice and chicken.
Meat pie, snacks,
you know. It can be...
You know, and then it's scorching. It's really hot.
Exactly.
So,
big shout out. I saw the videos and I was like, whoa, Nigerian police. Well done.
But we didn't actually think that the NLC was going to go on with the strike, especially after meeting with the federal government.
Well, they've pushed it to 1 week. Let's just see how it goes and all of that. But like you said, there are two things. The presidency alleges, like the major headline there is that a political agenda. Yes, that could be there, but it doesn't mean that people
are exactly.
Yes, opponents of the government might want to use that as a tool to show whatever that is possible. They are not mutually exclusive activities or events. It can happen side by side. The people are not happy and we are protesting, and at the same time, antagonists of the government might also want to use that protest in such a way as, you know...
I think that's not really far-fetched. I mean, we've seen all of this, some of this protests being hijacked. But yeah, so let's move on to the Vanguard newspaper. Mike, you want to take this one?
Yeah, okay, Vanguard. NLC gives a 17-point demand to Tinubu on suspends protest. That's on the Vanguard. We can see here suspicions, just above the flag, suspicious $26 billion passed through Binance Nigeria in 1 year. That's from...
Cardoso,
the CBN
acting governor,
governor and all of that. And it's been on and on about how cryptocurrency or is that the solution? Is that what has made the Naira depreciate so bad?
So they say that it has. Because I remember last week there were reports of arrests of BDC operators in different parts of the country, and then the Naira dropped. I remember at the time it was 1,800 per dollar.
As it stands, we are riding on street. Look, it is just very simple. It is the simplest thing ever. The only way the Naira will appreciate in such a way that it is genuine is just simple production. We need to just shift from being consumption-based
consumer brand.
It's just simple. Your money does not have value because you are not giving the money. You are not doing anything. You are not exporting. Simple. I know we're trying to see what we can do to shore up this thing and all of that. But then we need to look at the major thing. Our major export is oil. We are talking about working on the refineries and ensuring that we don't send out the product. It's refined there, and then we buy the final product at where it should be lower here because we produce it
exactly
outside. A lot of other things. But you see, these things are in the world, as it were. These are vehicles of financial management used in other parts of the world. They are still being...
I agree.
Will people commit nefarious activities with them?
Of course
they will.
Yeah.
They will. Is that the major thing that is causing it? No, it is not the major. These are small things by the side. When we put our acts together, we're looking at it. Yes, there's a Dangote refinery. They're fixing Port Harcourt refinery. Get those things back. And then our major export, as it were, a major resource which we've relied on for years. Let's find a way to maximize the from that one. And
also other mineral resources as well.
At least. Let me just go into that one.
Okay, so any more stories you'd like to take?
No, but no, let's move to another paper.
Okay, so let's go through the Guardian newspaper. Nigerian Tribune, making the headlines here. Oron Saye reports FEC OK's full implementation 12 years after. And on the riders here, to merge agencies, departments, list affected agencies. Okay, so there are more stories there on the riders, but I'll just move on to other stories here. Joint military police team rescue 16 kidnapped victims in Kogi. CJN swears in 11 new Supreme Court justices, and customs suspend rice sale over stampede. And we oppose call on Yoruba not to protest against Tinubu's IMF policies, says Afenifere. And at the bottom of the paper here, CSOs protest over high cost of living in Lagos, Edo, Osun. Maritime workers to join NLC protest as Labour says no going back. Police put personnel on alerts nationwide. And at the top of the paper here, 30 billion naira to governors. Akpabio recants, apologizes. That was trending.
I don't understand though.
yesterday.
Would the Senate president just say something and that was not the fact? I don't get, because some governors, I don't know, I think it was
Who are not
one or
APC
two.
governors.
Who, eh?
Who are not APC governors.
Yes, mentioned.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe not get to everybody.
Yes.
That's the situation. It didn't get to everybody. I don't know.
It's crazy.
I think we've gotten past politics. It should be governance now. And governance is for Nigerians, not for
It's
APC
for the people, or party.
or Labour Party. Governance is about Nigerians. I think we've gotten past it. But some people are already thinking about 2027 already. You know, we think politically rather than thinking as a people for people. There's a government on hand now. Let's think about people. Whether you are this, you are Nigerian. You know, because when he made that statement, it shocked the number of people that, people have this. So what is this person
exactly,
what is this
doing
person
exactly.
What is this person doing? I mean, we had the governor of Lagos State who had a media chat and spoke about how, you know, the things that the government is doing,
to
Mama
ease,
Put, even those who don't think it is enough.
Economic hardship.
Exactly, there's Mama Put, civil servants.
Also transportation, he eased, reduced the cost of
25%.
transportation 25%, yeah.
Civil servants now work 3 days
3
a
days
week.
yeah.
And all in a bid to try and cut down the cost of, you know,
and also ease the hardship on a lot of Nigerians as well. So, okay, so let's move on to the Nation newspaper. Would you like to take that one?
Although I don't have the Nation.
Okay, so
it's just Punch and
okay,
Vanguard.
so I think it's just Vanguard and
Punch.
Punch.
Just for Vanguard and Punch.
Okay, so I think
let me just,
that's it on the papers here.
Yeah, let me just pick up one story here. On the Punch. Let me just head back to the Punch and pick up just one more story here. Let's see. Let's check out the Punch here. Okay, Senate to probe Ajakuta still over 496 million naira payment. That is, we have moribund industries that could. These are things that some nations have been built on. Steel is something that has built some nations, even in Asia and all of that. And we have so many of them. I know how much, you know, if we, like you had mentioned, the resources are so much. It could be such a way that it is more than enough. What did the Middle East, what did they do with sand that today, that money is the kind of money that, even if you do blood money, you will not get the kind of money that all those Middle East nations they have. We are extremely blessed.
You know, it just reminds me of when I traveled last year, and I actually saw the Ajakuta still. Right, and it was in a very, very depressing
But it's gone,
state.
the place, nothing, moribund, nothing is happening there for
It's ridiculous,
years.
but I'm glad that there are plans
And then there's
to
also in
revive
Warri,
it.
in Delta State, the DSC, Delta Steel Company also, that one also. Steel is a major thing that we have.
Exactly, natural resource, yeah, that we need to, you know, invest in. All right, and that's it on the front page this morning. Thank you so much, Mike, for doing this with me.
Okay.
And we'll go on a quick break. The show continues shortly. Stay with us.
Thank you so much for staying with us on this beautiful edition of Wake Up Nigeria. On Wednesdays, we definitely like to give you relationship tips. And for a while, we've literally been having a very interesting personality join us every single day. And today I have with me Oluwatobi Olumide Ajayi. And we're discussing surviving infidelity. It shouldn't be crucial, but this is a pretty crucial topic. How are you doing? Welcome back to Wake Up Nigeria.
Thank you for having me. How are you doing today?
I'm okay, not bad at all. So now the topic, surviving infidelity. Let me start by asking why, first of all, is that even the topic that is important for us to have?
Because it's actually prevalent in a lot of marriages, both good marriages, that is marriages that are seemingly okay, and also, I mean, marriages are having issues. It's actually prevalent.
Okay.
People are experiencing that.
Yeah.
And you will be shocked that, a very high percentage of marriages have been either
Experiencing, right? Not even marriages,
experiencing
even
it
like
or-
relationships.
Yeah, even in relationships.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so now infidelity, people see it of different types, right? And of course, and even on the show, we're talking about emotional infidelity, physical infidelity, all that. Anyways, cheating is cheating. Anyways, so tell us, what would you say are the tips? And first of all, let me clarify. Would it be the same tips that address emotional infidelity that will address the normal general infidelity?
Yeah, practically the same, because at the end of the day, emotional infidelity, if left for too long, if left to fester, and they remain in close proximity, it will become physical.
Okay.
So I believe it's the same. And sometimes it's even more devastating because emotions are involved, feelings are involved, there's more connection with the person than somebody that just went on a one-night stand or something. So yeah, it's actually practically the same.
Okay, so how do we, well, first of all, let's define infidelity before we go into survival. Can you help us quickly?
So infidelity is being unfaithful, emotionally or physically unfaithful to, physically unfaithful to the your spouse or your partner. Being involved with another person, breaking trust and commitment, basically.
Okay, great. So now, how do we survive it? How do we survive infidelity?
So there are a lot of things involved. But I want to mention before I go into how we survive it that it's actually a devastating experience for whoever it is that is
Or
going
maybe
through
before
it.
we answer that, we should ask, should we survive it?
Yeah.
Because, it is devastating, right? Feelings are involved, people get hurt, people get heartbroken, and for some people, it's a deal breaker, right?
Yeah.
Once that happens, they check
That's
out. Then
yes.
the people, I know like a lot of people would think that, why should you even decide to stay with someone that cheats on you, right? So yeah, the first question, should we survive it? And what will be the signs? Do you understand? Because someone believes that once they do it once, they're always going to do it. And some people believe that people can actually make a U-turn.
Yeah, so I believe that people can make a U-turn. We've seen people come into counseling and they've gotten out of it even stronger. So yeah, even stronger. So yes, people can survive it, and it's devastating, it's traumatic, and all that. But if both parties are willing to work on it, yes, they can come out of it even better and stronger.
Even better and stronger. Yeah. Okay, so what would you say the signs are for you to decide to stay and probably try to work at it?
So if you actually love your spouse and you feel that so when you know the purpose for which you guys are together, there's something higher than what you're going through. There's a higher purpose. There's something to fight for. Then if the other party is willing, to change, it's not, a case of unrepentant infidelity. The person is remorseful, the person is apologetic. You can see the person also trying to fight for the relationship. I think that is sign enough that you should be able to stay. But having said that, it's still the person's decision if they're going to stay or not. Yeah. But a lot of times when they get help, it's always something that they can work through.
That they can work through. Because someone was actually asking our producer, if love is enough to, the person say, I love you, say, I love you too. Is that enough?
Of course, love is not enough.
Love is not enough.
Especially love in the context in which we use it, because of course love is deeper. A lot of times we associate love with the feelings, But love is deeper than feelings. Feelings are fleeting, But love is a decision, is a commitment, Is a sacrifice. So when we see love in that way, love is actually
enough. I was actually going to say that. Yeah.
Love is actually
love for
enough.
what
love
is.
But a lot of people, associate love with that feeling, the butterflies, the gish-gish feeling.
Okay, so now let's go down into the topic now, surviving infidelity. Let's start with emotional infidelity. Now, how do we survive emotional infidelity?
So emotional infidelity, of course, as we know, is when the emotions are involved. You're already having feelings for another person, that is not your spouse, whether same sex or opposite sex. Yeah, you're having feelings for that person, and you are now very close to the person, sharing intimate details of your life and relationship. You are doing things for the person, going out and all that, but you have not yet physically consummated it. That is emotional infidelity. Now, if you're already involved and your spouse now gets to know about it, or you've come to terms with it that, okay, this is wrong, and then you want to actually come out of it. Of course, the first thing is confessing to your spouse what has happened. And it's a very important
confession.
It's a very important step, because what if they still get to know? And most of the time, the truth will always come out. Somehow, the truth will always come out. So it's always better to come clean, have the conversations, be very... So if you are the cheater, you have to be very remorseful. You have to be very apologetic. So apologize and take responsibility, because a lot of times people always try to play the blame game. They will say things like, oh, you caused it. It was because of something. And I want to mention that for the people that have been cheated on, it's never your fault. That the other party took the action. Even if, we are not perfect. You are not perfect. The marriage might be having issues, but there are better ways
to go
about it. It's a choice. It's always a choice. So why would it be that it's cheating was the solution? It's never the solution. It will only make things get worse. So the thing you're meant to do is to take responsibility that you have done this and it is wrong. Ask for the forgiveness of your spouse. Of course, he or she might not be able to forgive you immediately. It takes a while. So, healing from infidelity of whatever form can take up to 2 years or more, from 6 months to 2 years. So a lot of times they expect that when they just say they're sorry, everything is fine. But that does not happen most of the time. It takes, just like you have broken a bone, you go through stages, therapy. Exactly. So the same way. So because we can't see the physical scar, does not mean that they are not still bleeding or that the wound is not still there. So you have to now give it time, have conversations. The conversations are very important because they want to ask questions, they want to know. Of course, not questions that would open up the wound more, but questions that would give them closure and all that. So when all those conversations are had, of course, you now start to find ways of repairing.
Okay.
And for the person that's been cheated on, you have to be willing to forgive. You have to be willing to forgive. You have to then practice self-love. It's very important to practice self-love. So you try to do things that will make you happy, because a lot of times you get overwhelmed with the thoughts and all that. And of course, what you focus on, continue to
magnify. Amazing.
Bigger.
Thank you so much. I don't think this topic is conclusive, but thank you so much. It's been so amazing having you this 4 Wednesdays, and hopefully we'll actually have you back again soon.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to be here.
All right, and that's all we're having for relationship on this beautiful Wednesday.
Welcome to the second segment with our ambassador. Ambassador, I saw that ad. I saw you with your hair and all of that. We launched now. You ready? Oh man, you gonna drop this thing.
Y'all should
Drop
stop
your
it.
10%. Stop what? Drop 10%. I'm not stopping anything. We saw you lushing. You were lushing up. And you wrote there that look for me. If you see me, you have giveaway. Until giveaway. You wrote it there.
I didn't write anything. They might leave me alone.
Well, she would definitely give that giveaway.
Apply.
Of course, this segment is brought to you by Lush. Welcome to the second part of Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Mike Nesikero.
My name is Winfrey Agbeleshe. And of course, Lush have like a good number of products. Recently released. You should definitely check them out. Yeah, just saying.
Pay me our 10%.
Just saying.
All right. Of course, MM is also in the kitchen. MM, you see all this one that she's hyping the Lush and all that. She has not dropped our own year. We have not felt her. She has to do giveaway for us. What do you think, MM? Just do our own giveaway.
Well, I'm sure we've had enough giveaways. Even her, she's a gift already, so she's giving herself away as well.
God
so
bless
I mean,
you, my
Go, come on.
what other giveaway can you possibly want?
If I let's off your mic, it's okay. We don't want to hear from you again. What do you want to hear from me again? Of course, it's Wake Up Nigeria. I don't mind, it's not part of this show again. Let her go and do production. There's a whole lot that we have in store for you today. Welcome, of course. You can hit us up on social media. It's at TVC Entertainment _ on X, on Facebook, Also on Instagram. We also have our own handle, Wake Up Nigeria on TVC, where you can catch up on us behind the scenes and all of that.
Yes, of course. We also have our app on the Android and the iOS store. You can feel free to download it so that no matter where you are, you definitely can be a part of the show every time. And don't forget to send in your comments. Remember what Mike said. Yeah, send in your comments. We still have so much more to come. So far, we've literally done relationship.
An interesting relationship discussion.
Don't take it.
Very, very insightful and educative. Can you give us a recap of
I
that?
don't actually blame you. I actually don't blame you. Anyways, the long and short of the story is that love is enough. If they break your heart, try again.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. Jennifer Lopez has 6 rings, Lord of the Rings.
Wow.
Yes, I mean, she loved and loved and loved 6. Thanos. If Jennifer Lopez should snap, the world will disappear. Until has 1 ring for every finger.
Love will disappear. Love will disappear.
You say Jello should snap, it's love that will disappear. We free. If Jello should hear, she retire. But
Yeah, somehow,
let's get
you're
straight to
rude,
what we
Mike.
have. If you don't understand what we're talking about, you need to be an MCU fan to understand the joke and all of that. But hey, come on, that's what we do on the show. Well, let's get into what we have left for you on the show
course.
this morning.
We
Like
have
said, nutrition. Yeah, I love nutrition. Can be expensive, but we also have to find the right things to eat. FA Mac Rock will be our final guest. That's going to be quite an interesting one for that discussion. Love, love, love. You say you should love and love again. how does that work for?
You guys are
How does that work?
despicable.
But how does that work for you? Can you
That's actually a classic.
love and love again? If anything ever had to happen to the love you are at this point in time, can you love again?
Of course not. Why not? We are an embodiment of God's love. So it's meant to flow freely
We're not talking about God's
from
love
us
now.
into the
I'm
world.
talking about love to your fellow love. I'm talking
That's
about
the same thing I'm saying.
intimate
That's
love.
what I'm saying. Which intimate love?
intimate love. That's what I'm
Of
talking
course,
about.
God's love is
Intimacy.
intimate.
I wonder.
Very
I don't
intimate.
understand.
What's wrong with this?
Why are you
Well,
categorizing it?
God is love. He's the definition of
Love.
He's
And
basically
we are
a
an
little-
embodiment of Him.
So you can love and love, or you should love again. You should try love again. And if anything happen, they break your heart, they serve you breakfast, go again.
Try
And
again.
again.
Have you ever heard that there's somebody for everybody?
There's a
So if one person leaves, another person will come and
woman for
replace
every woman.
that
Go and
person.
take, even if the best is so.
Well, whether you take or the person comes by himself or herself, there's always someone for everyone. So there'll always be different people at different phases or different points in our lives.
There was something I came across early this morning while I was getting set. I was just going to the restroom, the bathroom this morning, and I just put up my phone or something I just saw. And the guy said, he was talking about the study that was made, and he said,
The study.
yes, he said when men get older, that their closest, the wives become their closest friends, so much so that they don't have so much of an outside circle. But the women have an outside circle. So, of course, you have more widowers. You have more widowers than widows. And then you have women happier in,
In their late 50s.
Later.
And I can
in
see,
their
and I
later
can-
years.
I can see how
because
that,
they have an outside circle
I
in such a way that
agree.
the men, as they get older, they zero down. But women still, you know that thing that they talk about, that when it was this pastor said something that, look, we men, we don't like talking. But women, they have their circle of friends.
Yeah, they
Because
talk.
they like to
yeah,
talk and all of
yeah.
that. So you find out that you have more grandmas than grandpas. That discussion has been on for quite a while, and how women, because of the talk and because of they have a circle outside, and I think also about how important it is to understand that apart from your spouse, you need to have a circle outside and all of that. So for the men now, because women,
I think
the women have hacked that thing. They know how to hack it.
it's not a matter of. I don't think they never necessarily hacked it. I think what really happens is necessity that causes that to happen. Because what happens is that when you initially get married, I'm just talking to generation from experience of like other people and stories I heard, right? When you get married, what happens is that the guys are the ones that stay social, right? The woman literally focuses in, starts thinking of family stuff, and everything. She wants that attention
Children.
from the husband, but the husband is always
Out.
outside.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I can't come and keep myself. Oh yeah,
The way
now
she has raised the children.
Exactly. So she
Children have
raises them.
gone out.
And
Exactly.
and
he
also,
starts,
Narina,
yeah.
also a lot of women also begin to have conversations with other women
Yes, now,
who can
who are going
connect
through-
and who can relate to what they're going through. So they now become each other's support
system.
Yeah.
By
That's
the
what
way, let me
Then by the
happens.
time the man is now ready to be giving her attention,
She's already, yeah.
I want to
Relax.
give a shout out to women as a whole.
Aw, Mike.
You guys are just
Look at you and your
the
feelings
best
today.
of humanity. You understand
Thank you.
how a woman takes the time to stop her life most times because
Yeah.
of raising
A
the
kid.
kids and putting a family together.
Yeah.
Then you find out that when it's done, at times she's trying to regain her identity.
Yeah.
It's not
It's
easy.
difficult.
Wherever you are, women, those Woman Crush Wednesday, two of you,
Aw, thank you, Mike.
all the women in my life,
you, Mike.
WCW,
all the women in your life.
Women Crush Wednesday, my
No,
mom,
the woman in your life's life.
Minus Zainab.
And
Zainab is a man.
and for what you've said on that note, I really need to say this, that we need to begin to debunk the idea of women not supporting women. There are actually a lot of women that support one another. And there is so much that we can do together when we, keep supporting and keep lending a hand, just holding chances.
Yeah, big
Let's
shout
go
out
on
to
this
you,
journey
MM,
together.
Winfrey, Zainab, Naomi.
Halima.
Who else? Halima.
Who's Naima?
Call all the names.
Who is
Call-
Naomi?
Naomi, calm down. Call all the names. Call all the names. I'll call. Isioma. Who else? Call all the
Who is
names.
your man?
Francis, what's your wife's name? Eh? Shout. Tina.
Oh, we know it's your man.
All of
Who is
them.
Naomi?
You are calling Naomi.
Titi.
Titi. Which? Call all the names. All the women. This is up to you. They actually call Ella.
Mary.
Ella, Mary. All of you.
Denise.
Women Crush Wednesday, you are just too much. Good morning. The news once again. My name is Mike Messi-Keno. Now, the NLC has said it had decided to suspend the street action and extend its ultimatum to the federal government by 1 week. These decisions were reached at the end of a National Executive Council meeting to review the effectiveness of the protest yesterday. Now, although the protest has been suspended, the union says it will hold a nationwide press conference simultaneously across all the states of the Federation by the state councils, including the national headquarters. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has denied a news report of an alleged coup scare in the country. He says the report is unequivocally false and is a heinous act of disinformation. Mr. Idris says, and I quote, "The report is the figment of the imagination of detractors whose malicious intent is to destabilize the country and undermine the present administration," end quote. He also mentioned that the government will exercise its rights within the laws of Nigeria to contain actions aimed at destabilizing national security and the nation's hard-earned democracy. The minister appealed to Nigerians to exercise discernment and refrain from spreading this false report. We'll take a time out now. Stay with us. There's still a bit more to come on the show.
And we're back. Thanks for staying with us. We all know that the nutrition Wednesdays are nutrition. Well, we have a nutrition segment on the shows every Wednesdays. And since the beginning of this month, we have been focusing on child nutrition and doing justice to that. From week 1 even till now is Eziaha Bolaji Olojo. She is a health coach and nutritionist. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you, MM. It's good to be with you today.
Yes, this is actually our first time together since we
Yes.
started this session on child nutrition. It's so good to have you here. So today we'll be talking about getting your kids from sickness care to sickness free using nutrition.
Yes.
So first off, kindly, explain on sickness care. Talk to us about that.
So sickness care basically is when a child turns up with some kind of sickness, some kind of symptom, and then we deal with the situation alone. So it's like the child has allergies, the child has colds and all. You're managing the sickness, you're caring for the sickness. You're not exactly eliminating it. Because even though sickness is common, a lot of people are sick or turn up sick from time to time, but it's still not normal. So a lot of what we do with drugs is sickness care.
Oh, so you're more like babysitting the sickness.
We should just say sickness babysitting. You're just doing that.
Okay.
But we can literally move from sickness care to living sickness free.
I mean, before we started this conversation, today we talked about, we narrowed in on, child nutrition. And, I talked about my kids and how I incorporate, ensure that they eat every class of food, like all the classes of foods are incorporated into their diet. And then we're talking about fruits and how kids are, you literally have to massage and pamper them, and you placate them, to get them to eat their fruits and their vegetables. And coming from another parent or from another mother to another, I would say that one of the biggest challenges has been, creating a timetable, a food timetable that sort of addresses all of this, classes of food into their diet. So let's talk about that quickly before we get into, raising a sickness-free generation.
Okay, so I love what we were talking about backstage, because for you, it's not an option. You have to have it, except you're deathly allergic, meaning you eat it and then something really bad happens.
Right.
Children are neophobic a lot of times.
What's neophobic?
When it comes to food. So because it's new, they're afraid of it. Neophobic.
Okay.
Let me tell you how we fight that consistency.
Okay.
A lot of times we try it once, they give us my son, then he'll stuff his mouth and you're like, eat, and he just projectile vomits everything over you. Most moms will stop there, but not us. We're not stopping.
You eat it,
introducing it, keep bringing it to the table until they get used to it. Let me tell you what is happening in the gut. So there's a gut-brain connection.
Okay.
Every time that we eat, we're not just feeding our bodies, we're literally feeding the bacteria in our body, which is the good bacteria.
Yes.
So there's good bacteria,
and there's bad bacteria. True.
The deal is to have 80% at least of the good bacteria. 20% of the bad bacteria is fine, because the good guys have all the power. And every time you feed the good guys, you feed yourself well, nourish yourself.
Now let's talk about what we could use quickly. I just want to add to what you're saying, what we can use to, support our gut health, by empowering, the good bacteria.
Very beautiful question. So first, fiber. Fiber is like the #1 gymming food for the good bacteria. So I'm talking stuff like sweet potatoes, brown rice. And
brown rice?
Yes, all brown rice is amazing.
That's expensive.
Yam. Yam. And of course, fruits and vegetables.
Fantastic.
When the children get that into their bodies, the good bacteria are
jumping.
Like, it's a party.
Great.
And every time we have the junk, white flour, and everything made from white flour, processed foods, guess what we're doing? We're empowering.
I have left that group chat.
We have the group chat. We're empowering the bad bacteria. And that's what causes sickness. When we keep empowering the bad bacteria. And you're not just doing that, you're also training their taste buds. You're training because there's a gut-brain connection. You're also training the brain to like that good stuff. So the more we give them, the more they like it, the more the bad bacteria are happy, the more they like it. And it's such a vicious cycle. But the more we feed them with fiber, vegetables, fruits, we're empowering the good guys. We're passing a message to the brain like, this is good stuff. And the more you pass the message, the more they want it, the more they crave it. And then they have such a body system, such an ecosystem within that can help them to be sickness-free.
Oh, I love that analogy. Now let's go into the nitty-gritty, which is the food timetable that we talked about earlier on, because like I said, it's a big challenge for a lot of mothers, right? Also having that support system to follow through with the food timetable, that's another thing, right? But now let's create a plan, like a food timetable plan. So for example, today, what would you advise I give my kids for breakfast? Because hey, I have kids. Even though I already told their Kini today that we have pancakes this morning, which you have said is not good for their gut health. So no. I have to
Depends on the flour.
Okay.
Because pancakes are great. We're using the right kind of flour.
Okay.
So once we flip the white flour for healthier flour, oats flour, banbara, any flour that is healthier, we can just go through that.
Okay.
Pancakes are perfect for breakfast. So your gut health, the bacteria is like, yes.
Yeah.
So far, it's not white flour. So yes, pancakes are great. Oats.
Oh, oats. Yeah, they always have their oats.
Oats are great for breakfast.
Okay.
Eggs, and so imagine your child likes like a certain kind of fruit of mixture of fruits. Do a smoothie, give them with boiled eggs. The gut health is like, yes, you're feeding me well. So those are great breakfast options for our children.
And then for lunch?
For lunch, this is where you want to get into the grains. So you can think grains or good carbohydrates. That's where fiber is. So you want to think rice, but brown rice. You want to think in terms of potatoes and stew with veggies. You want to think like yam porridge and all of that with fish, veggies, and you are really, really good.
Thank you so much, Eziaha. You have just, simplified everything and, made it so easier. So now we are going for oatmeal pancakes and bambara nut pancakes for eggs, right? But thank you so much for doing this. Such a buzz that you're wrapping this up this month, but hey, we'll do it another time.
I'm happy to.
All right. And that's it on the segment for now. Efe Mac Rock is coming up next. You need to stay tuned for this one. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us. I told you earlier on that Efe Mac will be joining us in a bit, and he's right here. Efe Ogene Donald Idu, popularly known as Efe Mac Rock, is a Nigerian composer, music producer, and captivating artist.
Definitely. Our producers are the soul of a music, putting it together. And I remember the time when you would not hear so much about producer, but then it has come to a period where producers were even the ones, an artist would call out the producer because the producer would help
to
push
the
music, and then even on the videos, you even put the producers because now people start to understand the importance of the producer. Efe Mac Rock, it is great to have you. You are welcome.
Thank you so much.
Let's talk about how your journey started into music production and all of that, and as an artist.
So basically, I started from the piano. I started from the church. Yeah, my mom taught me how to play the piano.
Your mom?
Your mom.
At home,
Nice.
Interesting.
Yeah, she actually plays. So when she's rehearsing, I'll just go by her, just be watching. So I just developed interest. And then I started playing in my local church. And then, you start feeling something that there's more to life, there's more to what you can be. And then I actually ventured into music production. Now I'm venturing into other things from that same platform.
Just a question I need to ask. I've asked this question before, but some people differ in the answers. As a musical producer, do you need to know how to play at least an instrument?
No, definitely, sure.
You have to.
Yeah, music, that's how do you want to develop it? How do you want to make the music if you don't have an idea of a musical instrument? Yeah, sure.
Now, let's quickly talk about the music industry in Nigeria and how it has evolved over the years. We have, lived and experienced a lot of sounds and a lot of producers as well. And some people might say that the music, the rudiments of music is waning in this, times. As a music producer, what do you think? Do you think the music industry is getting better? Do you think people are compliant of, the rudiments of what it takes, to make a good music? Or it's just, okay, let's just put sounds together, release a song, and that's it?
Okay, so basically, one of the major rudiments of making music is knowing that there are no laws.
Okay.
Yes, the fact that you are used to something in a particular way doesn't mean it must be that way. So we are just experiencing different variations of music, productions, writing. So there are no laws. So music so far right now is good. It's amazing. We are experiencing different, like you said, producers are beginning to take the front shape. We're not used to it before. So this is a new era. People are beginning to coin out sounds, form different stuff. We are aware now. That's what we're experiencing now.
And then that thing, if you look at it, producers, just as artists are, it takes for your sound needs to evolve for you to remain relevant all through time. There was a time when we had so for instance, now let's say for instance, we had the K solos, and then we move on maybe up onto the level of maybe the Young Johns, and then there was that period, and then it's like our producers at times have a particular sound the way they produce, and then maybe some are more flexible than others. As it were. What dictates a song for a producer now? Is it about the artist? Is it the producer that will determine how it should flow? How is the production process like for you as a producer?
For me personally, the production process is a journey. You understand? It's not the destination the destination is our journey. How we're going, what we want to add. So, like I said earlier on, there are no laws. Let's create. Let's be free. You understand? Let's understand what we want to pass Music is a message. Music is also a
So does the artist come and say,
I wanted to have this beat.
I
or
wanted to have it.
do
Does he come and say, okay, maybe I want a piano feel now? How does it go? An artist and producer, how do you work
let's talk about
with
that synergy.
Okay, how do you work with the artist?
First of all, basically, where are we going to? You want to travel to Abuja. Okay, how do you want to travel? What's your travel plan? You understand? Okay, I want to create a hit music. You understand? Okay, I think it's going to be an amapiano way. Now, this is coming from the artist.
Artist, okay.
Definitely, we can try all out, the best route. You understand? So the producer is there to guide. You understand? That some artists will be like, this is what I want, this is what I want. Sometimes some artists will be like, how far producer, give me idea.
Okay.
Give me foundation,
just
make I lay. So it's a
because I've heard stuff of producers somebody, they'll call one artist, say, guy, come. I guess something you go
something
like.
like, yeah,
Come, let's vibe on this.
So the creation process is two ways. It actually goes two ways. The artist can be the one saying, it is what I want. You understand? The producer, but where we have problems is when people are not humble enough to actually listen to each other. You understand? We're like, I've been doing this, now this one, I feel this one. You understand? Everybody's now.
You might not know what people will like. Just do something out there.
You get
because the thing with hit songs is that some people never felt. If you ask them, the producer will not say this is not my best, but that's the one that people.
Because to be honest, I was actually coming to that because I would like to believe that for every music producer, putting together a sound or a sound, at the top of you're like, I want to make a hit from this from this particular song, right? Talk to us about the various emotions that you feel when you find out that, well, it wasn't exactly as you thought it would be.
Okay, so basically, this industry, being a music producer, you need a lot of mental energy. You need mental strength, you understand? Sometimes, I always say, overpreparation kills the magic. When you overprepare it, there's magic in everything that we do. There's magic in every creative process. Sometimes when you start over-expecting, that's when you start having, okay, this is no move well, bless you, this one no blow. But then it's relative. We do it because it's our highest form of passion and vibration, not because of expectations.
Okay.
A lot of people, they do music to blow. That's why they blow and fade. They don't do it because they love it. They don't do it because it's their life. They want to do it because of what they can get quickly.
Okay, we have to run up very fast.
Yes.
Let's talk about your projects. What do you have on the horizon? What can your fans watch out for? What do you have coming up
So
soon?
we have, last year I put out a post for 25 Singers, the living room edition of my Macrock sessions I do. And this year is going to come back to back. So we're going to have different volumes. And then I'm working on my original album.
Okay.
That
your first album?
Yes, first
Okay.
album.
Right.
Original album.
Okay.
It's an album for peace, meditation, and therapeutic music.
Oh, I'm looking
like
forward
that.
to that.
Yeah,
I like that. So it will be available
Because we're in that era of wellness.
Yes,
Yeah, a
we're
lot
in
of
that
people
era, and then there's a lot of mental stress everywhere. So we need music that can actually ascend us to our higher self.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
What's
Love that.
on the streaming platforms? How do we access
Okay, so
them when it's ready?
I am Ife Macrock everywhere.
Okay, everywhere.
Your dreams,
so we
real
can
life.
just check out that. when are we expecting
let us
it?
know.
Yeah, I'm looking at maybe first week of April.
Okay, so quite soon.
Yes,
Wonderful.
very, very
We're
soon.
looking
Hit us
forward
up.
to it. Hit us
I
up,
can't
let
wait.
us know.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
Thank
we'd
you
love to
so
have
much,
you,
Ife
maybe,
Macrock.
when
it's
done.
ready.
Definitely.
Right.
Well done. Thank you for coming.
All right.
All right. Well done. All right, that was Ife Macrock. We have something coming quite soon, and that is it. That's the end of the show today.
We
It's
also
been a
need to
wonderful time.
apologize. Our chef couldn't
couldn't
make
make it. Sorry about that, but you know how
Yes.
it is now. Sometimes some things they happen, but we'll get you. We'll get you covered by tomorrow. See you tomorrow.
Have a good day. Bye-bye.